Hi, Team Malcolm here. I hope you are doing so awesome. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Probably one of the most important verses in the Bible, because it says God was here first and He created everything. No one else helped Him. He didn't hire design engineers, didn't need mortgage financing, didn't need council planning, didn't need environmental experts or governments to sign it off. He just spoke, and it came into existence. Nobody else, none of the fake gods, nobody else at all has created so much as a blade of grass. And they were not here in the beginning. They've created nothing, and they arrived too late. Go home, you're drunk. Any false god or anyone that claims to be such, all they can do is speculate and try to look like an authority on what God already created. However, one of Satan's favorite tricks is to take something perfect and make millions of copies of it until nobody can tell the difference between the real and the fake. And within a few thousand years, there are estimations that there could have been gods numbering into the millions, false gods, each with their own variation of a truth, true enough to believe, but still varying from what God taught, still not correct in some way. The differences were subtle, otherwise nobody would fall for it. And there were millions of them. If you go back into ancient times, we know this. People might have a shelf with a whole pile of small little statues, and each one of those statues might define your belief in regard to one area of life. Maybe one statue would tell people, this is what we believe when it comes to love, this is what we believe when it comes to business, money, treating people various ways, whatever it was. And what started to happen is people developed bad habits, and then they would attribute them to whichever god that they had up on their mantle, essentially blaming their god for their bad ways. When Moses showed up, the first thing he did, and wisely so, was taught the people of Israel that God was perfect, and we can't blame Him for our sins. He's perfect. And after that, we've just got to fall in line with God, as opposed to the gods falling in line with our bad habits. We may not know the names of many of these gods today. Essentially, it's a bunch of people making rules over everybody, but their beliefs are widely taught. And there's things that people believe, teachings that people believe, that simply did not come from God. They came from a false god. And we live by them today, even in the church. What does a false god in the church look like? A false god in the church is when things get established there, habits, rituals, that certainly did not come out of the Bible. And if we take a look at today's church, nearly everything that happens there, well, certainly didn't come from God, did it? So it would have come from a false god. And we don't have to know all of the teachings of all the various false gods to throw them out. We've just got to focus on the real God and find out what His teachings are and throw out anything that's not that. So let's throw out the false gods and focus 100% on the God of heaven, the creator of the heavens and the earth. Take care, guys.